Well, we didn't see this coming at all, did we, guys? Not one little bit did we see this coming. Not. So the headline reads, Jay Slater, TV detective, says enough time has passed in an explosive documentary update. It goes on to say Mark Williams Thomas, who helped in the search for Jay, has said he will release the full details of the case in Bombshell new programme. Are we to believe the headlines that we are reading? Because Mark Williams Thomas says don't believe everything you read in the press. However, obviously, this is promoting his documentary, so he might feel differently about that. So the article goes on to say the TV detective who was involved in the search for Jay has announced his intention to reveal the full details of the case in this new explosive program. I'd probably say used the case for his own benefit rather than actually helped in the search for Jay. Now, according to Mark Williams Thomas's X account, he says that the program is going to put into the public domain what was known at the time and since. So we've already heard quite a lot of that information. The only information now, really, that people want to know is the thing that you said that you knew that you were going to share out in the public domain, maybe, possibly. So obviously, you were holding on to that last bit of information for this documentary that you're making, obviously to make yourself relevant again. We've seen most of the stuff that you have put out there, and most people just want to know that last bit of information. Didn't need to be made into a program. You could have just uploaded that onto your TikTok or your X account. That would have helped keep you relevant for a bit. It says here that he previously interviewed the witnesses in the search for the missing teenager. He previously hinted at having recordings that give clarity and a clear narrative to the very sad situation and events of Jay's disappearance. So I hope that you have permission from those people to share those recordings, because obviously when they give you that information, they gave it to you in confidentiality at the time, probably not realising you were going to spin it into a documentary. He went on to say that I think enough time has passed now, and given the response from people, it's time now to just put out in the public domain what was known at the time and since in regard to Jay Slater and make a program. How about you just give us the only bit of information? There was one bit of information that you were holding on to. They didn't ask you to make a program. People just wanted that last bit of information. And you've decided you're going to put it into a documentary instead of just, putting it on your TikTok like you did everything else. Why? He said, the family have been told everything I know. They are making a program as well, which is obviously their absolute right to do so, but from a very different perspective. It became such a massive story with such misinformation, but a lot of the misinformation came from the bollocks that you came out with that got people putting just ridiculous theories out there. So in your documentary, I hope you're going to address the fact that you put bits of information out there, which then stirred the pot somewhat, which then led into lots more misinformation based on the information that you started to drop out into the public domain. That being said, obviously, we'll watch the documentary when this eventually airs. However, I'm just going to say now, no permission is given for Mark Williams Thomas to use any content of mine should they be going through TikTok and wanting to use TikTok as videos. Permission is not given. That being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you hit follow and make sure you are subbed to my YouTube channel, After Dark Coffee and Crime.